Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video where I'm going to share powerful methods to completely transform how you handle emails. If you're someone who takes days or even weeks to respond to emails, today's content is going to be a game changer for you. We're going to explore practical techniques that you can start using immediately to become a prompt email responder and finally conquer that overwhelming inbox once and for all. Are you struggling with things like this? Maybe you open your email, see dozens of unread messages, and immediately feel overwhelmed, so you close it again without responding to anything. Or perhaps you start writing a reply, but then you overthink every word, delete everything, and decide to come back to it later, except later never comes. Many people tell themselves they'll dedicate time to email on the weekend, but then the weekend arrives and the last thing they want to do is deal with work emails. Or maybe you're constantly apologizing for late responses, starting every email with, "Sorry for the delayed reply," which makes you feel guilty and unprofessional. I completely understand these struggles because millions of people face the exact same challenges every single day. The good news is that the methods I'm sharing today have helped thousands of professionals completely transform their email habits, and they can help you too. Let me explain why email becomes such a burden for so many people. First, there's something called email anxiety, which creates a vicious cycle. When you're anxious about responding to emails, you procrastinate, which causes messages to pile up, making you even more anxious. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and more intimidating with each passing day. Research from multiple universities has shown that this anxiety often stems from fear of judgment. We worry about how our words will be received, whether we're saying the right thing, or if our response is professional enough. The second major issue is cognitive overload. When you treat your inbox like a to-do list, your brain has to constantly process and reprioritize every message, which is exhausting. A research institution found that the average professional receives over 100 emails per day, and trying to keep track of all of them in your head is simply impossible. This mental burden makes it harder to focus on actually responding to messages because your brain is too busy trying to remember everything. The third problem is the lack of a clear system. Without a structured approach, every email feels equally urgent and important. You might spend 30 minutes crafting a perfect response to a low-priority message while critical emails sit unread. This happens because email, unlike physical mail, doesn't come with natural boundaries or limitations. It's available 24/7, constantly demanding your attention. Now, let's dive into the practical methods that will solve these problems. The first method I want to share is the 2-minute email sprint technique. This is incredibly simple but amazingly effective. Here's exactly what you do. Set a timer on your phone for 15 minutes, and do this twice a day. I recommend 10 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, but choose times that work for your schedule. When the timer starts, open your inbox and quickly scan for any email you can respond to in under 2 minutes. These are usually simple questions, confirmations, thank you notes, or quick updates. The key here is to respond immediately without overthinking. Don't worry about crafting the perfect response, just write something clear and send it. For example, if someone asks if you're available for a meeting next Tuesday, just write, "Yes, Tuesday works for me. Looking forward to it." That's it. No need for a paragraph explaining your schedule or apologizing for not responding sooner. Research shows that people who use this technique clear about half their email backlog within the first week. After a month of consistent practice, they maintain near zero inbox levels daily. The psychological benefit is huge too. Every quick response gives you a small win, building momentum and confidence. The second powerful method is the GTD email folder system, which stands for Getting Things Done. This system transforms your chaotic inbox into an organized command center. Start by creating 3 folders in your email client. Call them, at Action, for emails that need a response from you, at Waiting, for emails where you're waiting for someone else to respond, and Reference: for emails you want to keep but don't require any action. The setup takes about 30 minutes initially, but it will save you hours every week. Here's how to use it. When an email arrives, you make an immediate decision. Can you respond in 2 minutes? Do it now. Does it require more time? Move it to action. Are you waiting for information before you can respond? Put it in at waiting. Is it just information you might need later? File it in reference. Doesn't fit any category? Delete it. The golden rule is that no email stays in your main inbox. Everything gets processed immediately. Studies have shown that professionals using this system reduce their email processing time by 40% and report feeling significantly less stressed about their inbox. The third technique is the batch processing power hour. This method is perfect if you find yourself constantly checking email throughout the day and getting distracted. Here's what you do. Block 1 hour on your calendar every day specifically for email processing. Treat this time as sacred. It's a meeting with yourself that cannot be moved or interrupted. During this hour, and only during this hour, you process all your emails. For the rest of the day, close your email completely and turn off all notifications. During your power hour, process emails in batches by type. Start with the quickest replies to build momentum, then move to more complex responses, and finally handle any reading or filing tasks. Use energizing music or stand at your desk to maintain focus and energy. One professional who implemented this method reported that she went from spending 3 hours scattered throughout the day on email to completing everything in just 1 focused hour. After a month, she found that not only was she more efficient with email, but her other work improved too because she wasn't constantly interrupted by email notifications. The fourth method is building an email template library. This might sound boring, but it's absolutely game-changing. Think about how many similar emails you send, meeting requests, project updates, thank you notes, follow-ups, and schedule confirmations. You're probably writing basically the same thing over and over. Instead, spend 20 minutes creating templates for your most common email types. Keep them in a document or note app where you can quickly access them. For example, create a meeting request template that says, "Hi, name, I'd like to schedule a meeting to discuss topic. I'm available, list times. The meeting should take about duration. Please let me know what works for you. Thanks." When you need to send a meeting request, just copy the template, fill in the blanks, and send. What used to take 5 minutes now takes 30 seconds. Users of this method report that their email response time drops by 50% within the first week. Plus, having templates reduces anxiety because you're not starting from a blank screen every time. The fifth technique is the priority matrix method. This helps you stop treating all emails as equally important. When an email arrives, quickly categorize it. Is it both urgent and important? These are emails from your boss about today's deadline or a client with an urgent problem. Respond immediately. Is it important but not urgent? These are strategic planning emails or relationship building messages. Schedule specific time for these. Is it urgent but not important? These might be someone else's emergency that they're trying to make your emergency. Delegate these if possible or respond with boundaries. Is it neither urgent nor important? These are newsletters, promotions, or random inquiries. Delete or archive immediately. A research study found that 70% of emails fall into the neither urgent nor important category, yet people spend significant time on them. By using this matrix, you'll find that you actually only need to respond quickly to about 10% of your emails, and another 20% need thoughtful responses that you can batch process. The remaining 70% can be deleted, archived, or given minimal attention. This dramatically reduces the mental load of email management. The sixth and final method is the acknowledgement-first approach. This technique solves the problem of emails that need detailed responses but that you can't address immediately. Instead of letting these emails sit and create anxiety, send a quick acknowledgement as soon as you read them. Write something like, "Thanks for your email about the project proposal. I need to review some information before I can give you a complete response. I'll get back to you by Friday afternoon with my thoughts." Then add a calendar reminder to actually respond by Friday. This approach has multiple benefits. First, the sender knows you received their message and aren't ignoring them, which maintains good relationships. Second, you've given yourself a realistic deadline instead of an open-ended obligation hanging over you. Third, you've managed expectations appropriately. People who use this method report that their email-related stress drops by 60% because they no longer have a mental list of people they're avoiding. One executive mentioned that this single technique improved his professional relationships more than any other productivity hack he'd tried. Now let me give you some specific examples of how to combine these methods for maximum effectiveness. Imagine it's Monday morning and you have 90 unread emails from the weekend. Instead of panicking, you start with a 15-minute sprint session. You quickly handle all the 2-minute replies. That might be 20 emails gone right there. Then you use the GTD system to sort the remaining 70 emails. Maybe 30 go to at action, 10 to at waiting, 20 to reference, and 10 get deleted. For the 30 emails in at action, you apply the priority matrix. You find that only 5 are truly urgent and important, so you handle those immediately. For the remaining 25, you send acknowledgement emails to the most important senders, promising responses by specific times this week. During your scheduled power hour later, you use your template library to quickly process the standard requests. By the end of Monday, your inbox is at 0, and you have a clear plan for the week's email tasks. Let me share some additional powerful strategies that complement these core methods. One technique that works incredibly well is the email hierarchy system. This involves setting up your email client to automatically sort incoming messages based on sender importance. For example, emails from your direct manager or key clients could be marked with a red flag, emails from team members with a yellow flag, and emails from external sources with no flag. This visual system lets you immediately identify which emails need attention first, even before you start processing. Many email clients have rules or filters that can do this automatically based on sender addresses or keywords in the subject line. Another game-changing approach is the response time commitment strategy. This involves publicly committing to specific response times for different types of emails. For instance, you might commit to responding to client emails within 24 hours, internal team emails within 48 hours, and general inquiries within 72 hours. Share these commitments in your email signature or autoresponder. This does two things. It manages others' expectations, reducing the pressure you feel, and it gives you a clear framework for prioritizing your responses. A study by a major research institution found that professionals who set and communicated clear response time expectations reported 75% less email-related stress. The email batching by energy level technique is particularly effective for people who struggle with focus at different times of the day. Instead of processing all emails the same way, match your email tasks to your energy levels. During your peak energy times, usually in the morning for most people, tackle the complex emails that require thought and creativity. During your mid-energy periods, handle routine responses and administrative emails. During low energy times, do simple tasks like filing, deleting, and organizing. This approach ensures you're using your mental resources efficiently and not wasting peak focus time on mundane tasks. Consider implementing the one-touch email rule, which is a powerful discipline that can transform your email efficiency. The rule is simple. Once you open an email, you must take action on it immediately. Either respond to it, file it, forward it, or delete it. Never close an email without taking action. This prevents the common problem of reading the same email multiple times without ever actually dealing with it. Research shows that people read the same email an average of 3 times before taking action. By following the one-touch rule, you eliminate this wasted time and mental energy. The email sabbatical technique is another powerful method for resetting your relationship with email. Once a quarter, declare an email sabbatical where you completely disconnect from email for a full day or even a weekend. Set an out-of-office message explaining that you're taking a digital detox and will respond when you return. This serves multiple purposes. It shows others that you have boundaries, it gives you mental space to recharge, and it helps you realize that most urgent emails aren't actually that urgent. Many executives who practice quarterly email sabbaticals report that it completely changed their relationship with email, making them feel more in control rather than controlled by their inbox. Another highly effective strategy is the progressive email reduction method. This involves gradually training yourself and others to rely less on email communication. Start by identifying conversations that could be better handled through other channels. For example, quick questions could go through instant messaging, project discussions could happen in project management tools, and brainstorming could be done in person or via video call. Each week, try to move one type of communication away from email. Over time, you'll find that your inbox becomes reserved for only the most appropriate communications, making it much more manageable. The email audit practice is something I recommend doing monthly. Spend 30 minutes reviewing your sent folder from the past month. Look for patterns. Which emails took the longest to write? Which types of emails do you send most frequently? Which responses could have been shorter? This audit helps you identify opportunities for improvement. You might discover that you're spending too much time on certain types of emails, or that you could create templates for messages you didn't realize you were sending repeatedly. One professional discovered through an audit that she was spending an average of 15 minutes on weekly status updates that could have been standardized into a 2-minute template. Let's talk about the psychological aspects of email management that can make a huge difference. Understanding the Zeigarnik effect can help you manage email anxiety. This psychological principle states that unfinished tasks occupy more mental space than completed ones. That's why having unread emails creates such mental burden. Your brain keeps reminding you about them. By using the acknowledgement first approach and the GTD system, you're essentially closing the loop in your brain, even if the task isn't fully complete. This frees up mental energy for other important work. The email boundary setting framework is crucial for long-term success. This involves establishing clear boundaries about when and how you engage with email. For example, you might decide that you never check email before 8 in the morning or after 7 in the evening. You might also establish that weekends are email-free zones unless there's a genuine emergency. Communicate these boundaries to your colleagues and stick to them. Research shows that professionals with clear email boundaries report higher job satisfaction and better work-life balance. They also tend to be more productive during work hours because they're not constantly thinking about emails during their personal time. Another powerful psychological technique is email visualization. Before you open your inbox, spend 30 seconds visualizing yourself calmly and efficiently processing emails. See yourself making quick decisions, writing clear responses, and ending with an empty inbox. This mental preparation primes your brain for success and reduces the anxiety that often comes with opening a full inbox. Athletes use visualization to improve performance, and the same principle applies to email management. The email delegation system is essential if you work with a team. Not every email that comes to you needs to be handled by you. Develop a clear system for delegating emails to team members. This might involve forwarding emails with specific instructions, using shared inboxes, or setting up automatic routing rules. The key is to make delegation as frictionless as possible. Include clear instructions about what needs to be done, by when, and what the expected outcome is. Many managers find that they can delegate 30 to 40% of their incoming emails, freeing up significant time for more strategic work. Let's discuss some advanced techniques for handling specific types of challenging emails. For angry or confrontational emails, use the 24-hour cool-down rule. Never respond to an emotional email immediately. Draft your response if you must, but don't send it for at least 24 hours. This cooling-off period often leads to more measured, professional responses that don't escalate conflicts. During this time, you might realize the issue isn't as severe as it initially seemed, or you might think of a more constructive way to address the concern. For emails requesting meetings or calls, implement the context requirement policy. Before agreeing to any meeting, require that the sender provides clear context. What is the purpose? What is the desired outcome? What preparation is needed? How long will it take? This prevents vague, "Can we talk?" emails that often lead to unproductive conversations. It also allows you to often resolve issues via email that might not actually need a meeting, saving everyone time. The email compression technique can dramatically reduce the time you spend writing emails. Challenge yourself to express everything in half the words you initially use. After writing an email, go back and cut it by 50%. You'll be surprised how much clearer and more effective your communication becomes. Readers appreciate brevity, and you'll save time both in writing and in reducing back-and-forth clarification emails. Studies show that emails under 5 sentences get 40% faster response rates than longer emails. Let me summarize the key points we discussed today. First, start with the 2-minute rule to quickly clear easy emails and build momentum. Next, create an email folder system to organize messages and get them out of your inbox. Then, establish batch processing times to focus on email without constant interruptions. Additionally, build a template library to speed up common responses. Also, prioritize ruthlessly using the urgency and importance matrix. Finally, acknowledge emails quickly even when you can't respond fully right away. The most important thing is to start with just one technique. I recommend beginning with the 2-minute email sprint because it's the easiest to implement and gives immediate results. Set a timer right now for 15 minutes and try it. You'll be amazed at how many emails you can clear in such a short time. After watching this video, please try the 2-minute sprint technique right now. It literally only takes 15 minutes, and you'll immediately feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. Within a week of practicing these methods, you might feel like a completely different person, organized, responsive, and in control of your digital communication. It's okay if you don't implement everything perfectly at first. What matters is that you start taking action today. Remember, small consistent steps lead to dramatic transformations. If today's content was helpful, please hit the like button to help others discover these productivity techniques. If you want to learn more practical solutions for common productivity challenges, please subscribe to the channel. Let's solve these everyday problems together and create more time for what really matters in life. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.